How do you stop being a secret agent in 2024? Let's talk about it. Today's question comes from something that I have heard over and over again, and it's actually something that I struggle with myself, and it is, how in the world do you overcome being a secret agent? The problem is that a lot of us struggle a great deal to step into our greatness, and it's easier to hide than to shout out to the rooftops that, you know what, I'm a real estate agent and I can help you. And I completely understand why. It brings me to a story, y'all. I have a cousin. I'm not going to say her name to you right now. But I have a cousin, and I never forget that one day we were coming back from the family reunion, and she was a great deal older than me. So let's just say at the time I was maybe 15, maybe she was 29. And she was talking about how she just had this dream that one day she was going to work for Oprah. And at the time, like, it sounded real good. It sounded real fun to hear her talk about that. But in reality, she had absolutely no plan, no game plan in order to actually make that happen. And as I got older and I thought about it, I was like, okay, did this lady, did she think that Oprah was just going to randomly knock on her door? Like, what was going to be the thing that was going to happen that would take her from her current situation to actually working for Oprah? And I know I'm talking about my cousin and y'all judging her, but judge yourself, Linda, because the situation is that is how a lot of real estate agents operate. We think that the day that we decide that we're going to be a real estate agent, that automatically everybody that we know will start flocking to us. We're going to make one social media post, or you're going to, show the fact that you got your license, or maybe you have been licensed and you still don't understand why the business is just not coming to you. And here is the honest to God truth. That's not how this or any business works. You have to step outside of what may be normal to you and step into the fact of knowing that, okay, I have to market myself. And the first way that you market yourself is by opening your mouth and letting people know, I am a real estate agent, and deciding that you are not going to be just that secret agent. And I know I'm not the only one who, you've pulled into your neighborhood one day and you're pissed. You are upset when you see a for sale sign in one of your neighbor's yards, especially if you actually know this neighbor. But can you really be pissed if you have not done a continual job of letting the people around you know over and over again, hey, this is who I am, this is what I do, and this is how I can provide you value? But don't worry, because we are all going to break this bad habit together, okay? And I dare to say for 2024, but we're going to finish 2023 first by making the decision that if we are going to be in this business, we are going to commit to no longer being secret agents. But how do you do that without being salesy? Okay? I already know that's going to be your question, so here's my answer. Just decide you're not going to be salesy. Okay? Once we take on the mindset that we are no longer selling people something, but we literally are the person to help them solve a problem that they may have. Maybe their family is getting bigger or smaller, or they're going through changes, or the taxes are too high, or they need to relocate, or this house just does not serve them anymore. You literally are the person that can help them get to that next goal. So it's not being salesy, but it is positioning yourself so that if something happens in their life and they need to make a change and it involves real estate, that you are going to be the person to come top of mind. So the very first thing, y'all, is I don't care who I meet. I let them know that I am a real estate agent. Now, I've given you this script before. I'm going to give it to you again because you're my besties and I love you. But literally, this is let's just say I'm in a space. I'm at a birthday shower, barbecue, at the kids' soccer game. When you ask this question to someone, okay, where do you live? And when they tell you, I live on Main Street, I live across town, wherever they live, that is your opportunity to insert, oh goodness, I am not familiar with Shady Oaks. I am in the Prosper area, but I did have a client once that was interested, or I haven't sold over in Shady Oaks yet. Do you love it? What do you love about it? Oh yeah, because by the way, I'm a real estate agent, right? You see, that did not sound salesy. That was just me making sure that we start to talk about where they live, what they're familiar with, and now I get to let them know that I am a real estate agent, okay? Something else with your sphere of influence. Who is already a homeowner? How can you provide value to them? Can you send them market activity reports? Can you let them know when their neighbors are selling? Can you give them information about how to protest their taxes? Oh, because by the way, I'm a real estate agent and I have access to information that might be able to help you. That is a definite way to, again, stay top of mind and stay in front of people and remind them of who you are, what you do, and how you can support them. Okay, and then here is the last thing that I'm gonna say. Even on your social media posts and things like that, I know that for some people, it can feel very icky to talk about your business on social media. But again, how can you position these posts, these conversations, these videos to educate, to support, and just to gently remind people of who you are and what you do? So that might look like, if there is something that happened in the news about interest rates and you give like a real life, like, hey, I know the news just said that the Fed hike the rates, but let me just tell you how this actually affected a buyer that I help with, okay? Or maybe there is a new attraction coming in your city or a new builder. Maybe you can just do a walkthrough and just say, hey, I was in this house today and I have to show you all this master shower because it is absolute goals, okay? Or maybe you are just literally running errands and you show a picture of your Starbucks order and say, hashtag real estate life. I'm out here getting my caffeine before I go open these doors. So there are a lot of subtle ways that are not so subtle that you can continue to remind people who you are, again, what you do, who you serve, and how you can help them. And this is the last thing I'm going to tell you. By the way, my cousin never ever worked for Oprah. As far as I know, Oprah does not know that she exists. Maybe that worked out for her, but I know that was a dream never realized. And the reason that dream was never realized is because she never went after it. So I don't want you, me, or any of our besties to be in a position that we don't get the success that we are looking for in this business. And the main reason is because we never opened our mouth and we raised our hand to let people know who we were, how we can serve them, and how we can help. So, hope this was helpful, and I hope that it helps you break loose of that curse of being a secret agent. Now, if you have a question that you would like me to answer live on, well, not live, but if you want me to answer it on YouTube or on the podcast, head on over to rosemarylewis.com/ask. And I will answer your question because I want to help all of our real estate besties thrive in this space and feel confident every single time you show up. Talk to you next week and can't wait to see you soon.